Welcome to the Mindful Garden. It's a beautiful night again. Had a nice moonlit walk home from work tonight, which was interesting. I walk about 6 kilometers home from work, which is nice as the sun's setting. It's beautiful out where I am because I'm out in the countryside, so it's a very nice walk when I come home. Although people think I'm a little bit crazy, but I don't mind it, which is, I suppose, each their own, right? Let's start out this video as usual with my deep breathing. Let's center ourselves together with 3 deep breaths and drop ourselves down into our heart space, which is about here in the center of your body. And you just imagine yourself into that energetic state, and a lot of people see it kind of as a golden space. And that's just them. I don't see anything. I just kind of feel it. I just feel it. So 3 deep breaths. Anyway, what am I talking about? Colliding realities. Colliding realities. Well, the way I see it, everybody expresses in a reality, and we all have a bubble of reality that we express. And the shared reality that we all see, we all perceive our own way. And there's only so much that our mind can transmute and change reality. So there's a certain amount of it that is the same for all of us, which is strange when you think about it from a physics standpoint, because everything we see doesn't actually look like what it does, because we only see a small fraction of the spectrum of light and energy that is around us. We're actually swimming in a whole world of energies and fields and everything that is all around us and moving around us and things. And in that, everything is expressing its reality too. So our shared reality is expressing everything. So it's like everything's reality is colliding in a way. So everything that has intention, like a human or an animal, that has a reasonable amount of intention that can direct its reality, like a beaver can make a dam and create change in the environment, just as we can create change with our hands. We change reality in different ways by how we perceive it. So the more people perceive reality a certain way, the more reality is going to look that way. For instance, let's look at the legalization of cannabis. Cannabis has been outlawed for a long time for no real good reason, now that we know the more truth behind it. But medicine is coming more available and coming from the plant world more, which is nice to see. And now that we're understanding that more, it's coming more to bear. But like, that reality was being held back by other people's perception of reality, and it took a long time of changing people's perception for everyone to accept legalized cannabis as a reality. But now it is becoming a major reality around North America and around the world. And that is also opening up to hemp manufacturing, which is going to help revolutionize the world, because hemp is a very beautiful product, and now that they can make clothing feel quite comfortable from it, that's going to make a significant difference as well. Kudos to Levi's and the companies working hard at that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Like, there's some of our colliding realities. Like, there's old ways of doing things colliding with new ways of doing things, and old companies and new companies seeing the need for change and doing it. And as we see, like, as we bring reality around, we need people to see more of a sustainable reality instead of this consumption reality that we got going on, where we just keep eating and eating and eating and eating. But like, if you look at nature, nature recycles everything infinitely, and that's the way humans should be operating too. Everything that we should create should just be flowing and making a good um, a good cycle. As simple as that. Like, just we should follow the natural rhythms with our technology and everything as well. Like, our tools wanted to be made. Like, let's yeah. A simple thing as a pair of scissors has intent behind it and has taken a huge amount of technology and everything to create a pair of scissors. And if you think about it, there's a lot of technology in that. And this pair of scissors, it may have its own little bit of spirit because of how much it gets loved. So let's say old tools and stuff like that get used and loved, and they have spirit behind them. And what does that spirit want to develop into? Well, it kind of naturally develops into more advanced technology, more advanced tools, like the phone I'm on, like computers and stuff like that. More advanced technology is coming from the creativity of the environment and in objects that we are creating, I think. Because I think everything has its own energy and has its own being in its own way. Everything is part of the earth, for one thing, and the earth is creating its own reality, so we have to vibrate at the same kind of frequency that the earth vibrates at and reside within earth's reality. When earth gives us this reality that we function in and create all of our technology and all of our living space in right now, and we are trying to manifest and change that to our own direction. Of course, we're not doing very good because we're not being very insightful in what we're doing. We're being very greedy in our actions, and we're taking too much at once instead of spreading it over generations. Like, if we could get people to understand that by investing and moving forward, we could get more by investing in our children and investing in the land and investing in production that is sustainable, we make it so that we progress humanity for a long period of time instead of marching towards a cliff like we seem to like to right now with our overachieving technology advancements and our overfishing and stuff like that. But like, we are very capable beings, and here's a reality that's coming, and there's enough of us that see sustainable agriculture and regenerative ocean care and stuff like that, and we know that we can push that if we don't have to be listened to, but like, it's coming because it's happening in China. If China is willing to put their military behind planting trees because they need to reclaim land, and they're willing to put the effort behind reclaiming desert and turning it back into food forest and sustainable food forest and stuff like that, it's time for us to think about it as well. It's not saying that, like, idolizing the Chinese, but like, the Chinese have lived in their land for centuries, fairly sustained. Like, You can get down on everything that any country has ever done in their past for how they've had their revolutions, but North America's got their own sordid past of our own that we have to answer to as well. So there's some colliding realities there. We have lots of things to fix, and we can do it through regenerative agriculture, and there is a reality that I'm hoping will come forward, and I'm seeing it more and more. I'm seeing it more on Facebook. I'm seeing it more in my neighborhood. I'm seeing more people just popping up on the side of the road selling stuff, growing their own fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, which is great stuff to see. But anyway, that's long enough for today. Kind of got off topic a little bit, but we're talking about colliding realities, but that's basically what we're talking about, is like everyone's colliding reality is pushing on each other, and we need to make them coalesce in a more harmonious way and think about it in like 7 generations thinking. I can't express this enough. Like, there's so many smart people that keep saying things like this. Maybe we should listen. 7 generations thinking. Think for 7 generations, what are the rippling effects of our actions going to do on us? Please. Anyway, closing out with a prayer, opening hearts again. I can't help it. I need to get this done. I just need people to start living with more compassion, and if you have the means to make a better life for people, do it, please. Like, make better lives, period. Just make the world a better place. That's what we need. Open hearts and open minds. Everybody who has their trauma that makes them as cold as they are, let that be healed, because I know that's what it is. You guys have a good night. It was a shorter video. You guys have a good night.